Congas are often boxed into 4/4 because that's what we hear most in salsa, and funk, and pop. But that box, it's not necessary for a groove to flow. In this video, I'll show you conga patterns in 5/4 and why stepping outside of 4/4 might be the best thing for you to do for your groove. The other day I heard my son vamping on some changes that I recognized. I thought, oh, this sounds like All Along the Watchtower. I want to jam to that. I grabbed my congas and jumped in, but right away, something felt off. Not in a bad way, just not what I was expecting. My pattern wasn't lining up and there was definitely no flow. It only took me a few seconds to realize that what he was playing wasn't in 4/4, it was in 5. I guess at first I didn't realize it because it didn't feel odd, which is good. That's the way the groove should feel. Normal, natural, danceable, not weird. Unless weird is what you're going for, of course. At that moment I realized that I don't have a deep bag of conga patterns for grooves that live outside the usual 4s or 3s. Most of the time we're playing conga patterns in common time, 4/4, maybe cut time or half-time feel, or even a 3/4 waltz or 6/8 shuffle, but once we move beyond those meters, things get a little less familiar for many of us. So, how can we come up with conga patterns for different time signatures? To answer this question, I wondered, what's the big secret behind playing an odd meter like 5/4? And I won't make you wait until the end of the video for the answer. I'll just tell you the secret now. It's counting. And I know I say this in a lot of videos. And really, counting isn't the only thing to consider, so I'll share a few other tips in the following examples. When I think of 5/4, I think Take 5 by Paul Desmond of the Dave Brubeck Band. It was one of the first jazz albums I ever had as a kid. So for this pattern, I considered the call and response form of the piano part, so the conga rhythm supports it both rhythmically and melodically, almost like a bass line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The trick with this one was to decide which beats would be played with the piano and which ones would be played in between, so the conga speaks in its own space in the groove. I think of it like weaving the parts together, but I also try to be careful not to clutter the groove or overpower the piano part. In this way, it's a matter of trying different rhythms and melodies to find what suits your musical taste, and then trust your taste. Not everyone will like it, and many people will. And if you're someone who likes what you're doing, then it's, that's when you know when you're making the right choices or at least going in the right direction. Typically, I count while I play to establish an initial reference and then explore the spaces and phrasing possibilities with tones and slaps, which is when I shift to listening over counting. It's a good way to start feeling yourself become a part of the groove and locking in. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This variation came out as I was recording the demo. I didn't think about it much until after playing the phrase and realizing that it's inspired by Joe Morello's phrasing in his drum solo on the original track with Dave Brubeck. This is the 5/4 groove that got me thinking about conga patterns in 5. It emerged once I stopped forcing the 4/4 pattern over what my son was playing on keys. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and... As I tried to work out a pattern that fit the groove my son was playing, it was uncomfortable and challenging, and I loved every minute of it because that's how we grow as musicians. I tried to balance following the rhythm of the keys and where I thought the conga pattern would fit in to some space, and I came up with the low to high open tones to turn around the pattern to smooth out the odd beat, making it not so odd. If you like this video and you want to watch more, check out this one suggested to you by YouTube, and if you want more from Rhythm Notes, click or tap this link over here. It takes you to a site with my email list and access to the lesson PDF library on Patreon.